With God's help, this week we have the combined Torah portions of Acharei Mot and Kedoshim. There is a tzvan that says after the martyrdom, say so. The third portion is the portion of Emor, which not upon us when a person passes away. Suddenly even those who had certain tensions with him, suddenly that's it. He is no longer in this world. So they calm down as if the level of the Kinneret drops. Suddenly they start speaking well of him after death. After death, say of the holy. Suddenly he says, no, he was a good person. Why wait for him to die to speak well of him? Speak well of him while he is alive. Someone told me that his wife passed away not long ago, not upon us, and a few hours before, she usually wouldn't allow herself to be photographed. And a few hours before, she did not refuse to be photographed. One of the sentences she said, what did we argue about? As if a person reaches the end of their life after 120 years, rewinds their film, and then says, what does a person argue about all their life with neighbors and at work? All kinds of nonsense. Why do we need to reach the end to understand how to live? So with God's help, may we be here until 120 in health, but with many good insights. It is written, and the Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the two sons of Aaron, when they drew near before the Lord and died. After all, we already learned about the death of Aaron's two sons in the portion of Shemini. Why does the Torah repeat here? And the Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the two sons of Aaron. We already talked about this. Rashi says, what does it come to teach us? What does it come to teach us? We do not know what is said. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah used to give a parable of a sick person who was visited by a doctor. He said to him, do not eat cold food and do not lie in damp places. Your condition is not so good. You need to take care of yourself. So do not eat cold things and do not lie in damp places. Another doctor, yes, not from the clinic, he was probably a private doctor, and said to him, do not eat cold food and do not lie in damp places, so that you do not die as so-and-so did. That is, the first did not warn him that if he was not careful, he might die like so-and-so, but the second warned him. So the second, this one, warned more than the first. Therefore it is said, after the death of the two sons of Aaron, that is, and the Lord spoke to Moses. So before he tells him what he needs to say, the Torah emphasizes that this speech was after the death of the two sons of Aaron, when they drew near before the Lord and died. And only then. And the Lord said to Moses, speak to Aaron your brother, that he should not come at all times into the holy place, within the veil before the mercy seat, etc. Now it is known that there are many reasons in the teachings of the sages for the death of the two sons of Aaron, as our sages bring a strange fire. Indeed, in the portion of Shemini, it is written that they offered a strange fire. So there are those who say that strange fire stands for fire. She stands for if they were intoxicated with wine. Some say they entered intoxicated with wine. And Zara, Z, stands for that they were without offspring. And R stands for that they ruled a halacha in the presence of Moses, their teacher, etc. But there is a reason brought in the book Acharei Dinim, printed at the end of Shulchan Aruch Yoreh De'ah, part 3. And this is its wording. In a place where it is customary to name the first son born to a person after his father, let's say the grandparents from both sides have passed away. So, in a place where it is customary to name the first son born to a person after his father, and his wife wants him to be named after her father, and the man, for the sake of peace in the home, is willing, meaning he is inclined to concede, the rabbi concluded that a person does not have the right to change this custom if it results in a lack of honor for his father. If she insists, they should name him with both names, and not diminish the honor of his father by naming the first after his father-in-law and the second after his father, lest he not merit a second son, and even if he does, it is not proper to prioritize the name of the father-in-law. He says, go and see, from the case of Aaron the priest, who, unfortunately, was punished with the death of his two sons, because he named his first son, Nadav, after his father-in-law, as it is said, and Aaron took Elisheva, the daughter of Aminadab. So his father-in-law was called Nadav, Aminadab. So he named the first son Nadav, and the second son he named Abihu, which was his father's name. And this was the very subtle punishment when Aaron was punished with the death of his two sons, because Aaron himself prioritized the honor of his father-in-law over the honor of his own father. How much a person needs to be cautious in social interactions, he again emphasizes,